All right, guys, welcome back. And this is the before getting into the use case of VPC and VPN. It's like when to use VPC and VPN together. For that, you need to understand a small story. Let's go to the story. This time, we'll say once upon a time, there's a vast digital world. There was a great kingdom called. We'll use the same name as secure cloud, secure land, just like how we use secure land, right? We will use secure cloud. The kingdom name is secure cloud. Okay, this was not any normal cloud kingdom. This is like super awesome cloud kingdom. Okay, it was entirely built on cloud realm. Okay, it was entirely built on cloud. The kingdom was ruled by a king named VPC. This time we'll actually, the story is becoming, see, you guys understood the story, right? So it's now I think I can start correcting the actual terminology. The king name is ruled by a king called as a VPC, virtual private cloud, who had built, okay, who had built a magnificent, mighty private fortress. Like cloud, this is a king. It's private. Okay, obviously remember the city and village concept, right? Okay, inside the cloud realm, his fortress had high walls, which is like security groups, guarded gates, firewalls, secret tunnels, subnets, well-defined routes, routing tables. Remember all those concepts: security groups, firewalls, tunnels, private subnet, public subnet, all those things with well-defined routes and routing table. But there's one big challenge. How could the people of the distant, this is on cloud, okay, this is on cloud. Now there's a land here. This is a land. This is not on cloud, this is in earth land. How could a people which are like very far away of the distant on-prem land, this is on-prem, I cannot believe I'm saying on-prem land, okay, on-prem land, securely visit the cloud kingdom? Like, how do I go here? People from here can go to people here, okay, without exposing the roads to the hackers or the bandits, which means this is a road, assume this is a tunnel, this is a road. This should not be exposed. This also have to be kept in private. How do I do this? That's where an awesome person, professor, remember the professor we spoke about AM, right? AM, yeah. That's where an awesome professor called VPN. Sir name is VPN. Professor name is VPN. Virtual Private Network step forward, offering a magical encrypted tunnel that would allow the travelers from on-prem land to go to the secure kingdom. Okay, King VPC ruled a well-structured kingdom in the cloud realm, which is like you have the cloud of AWS, okay, Azure or GCP, okay, GCP. Okay, his castle had a walls of protection, which is the security groups. No kingdom is safe without walls, guys. Okay, you need some walls. Either to even peek on someone, you need some walls. Okay, security groups are nothing but acted as a bodyguards, ensuring that only trusted guests could enter or leave the buildings. Okay, that you know that. Then you have security groups. Then you have NACL. NACLs are nothing but the gatekeepers. Remember that, where the gatekeepers standing the entrance of the kingdom, checking every travelers. NACL. Okay, the gatekeepers. Secret paths, which is nothing but subnet. The kingdom had public subnet, which are exposed to the visitors. If you remember this, here you have public and here you have private. Cities and villages, remember? Okay, public subnets for resources exposed to visitors and private subnet which are hidden. The private areas could be databases, internal applications and etc., which could be only accessed within the kingdom. The royal guards, the bodyguards, the route tables. Okay, the royal roads, which is the route tables or the internet gateway. Route tables ensured that the travelers knew how to reach the destination with different parts. The internet gateway was the only place where the people could leave the kingdom, which means here you have IGW, internet gateway. Could enter and not enter, could leave the kingdom. Like if they want to go back, let me take this route. Then you have IGW. Okay, internet gateway, could leave the kingdom. The only place where people could leave the kingdom and interact with the outside world. Okay, even here as well. As a matter of fact, now we are trying to get the VPN here. Okay, so that's the reason I've given different route. The secret tunnel, which is the VPN gateway. King VPC ordered the construction of VPN gateway at the border of his kingdom. At the border of his kingdom, VPN gateway. At the border of his kingdom. Here is where you have the gateway, VPN gateway. Okay, at the border of his kingdom. This would allow only trusted travelers from here, okay, to enter to the cloud kingdom through a secure encrypted passage instead of traveling through the open roads. Okay, the journey from on-prem land, how VPN actually works. Okay, far away in the on-prem land, the people needed to access the secure resources in the cloud kingdom. See, here you might have beer. Okay, here there are some awesome parties going on here. Obviously this guy is very, very crazy. He wants to access this beer and party. Okay, obviously he has to go through secure message so that his parents would not be caught. Okay, so far away in the on-prem land, the people needed to access secure resources inside the kingdom, but they did not trust the normal route, which is accessible for hackers and bandits. So they built a VPN client and established a site-to-site VPN to secure the kingdoms, to the kingdom via the VPN gateway. Obviously this guy would use the encryption, authentication and seamless access. Okay, how VPC uses VPN? The secure kingdom was now securely connected to the on-prem land with the help of the VPN gateway setup, and this sir who established the VPN tunnel, now it is safely connected between the cloud and the on-prem. The on-prem users now safely accesses the private database, which is nothing but your beers and parties and servers. The VPN tunnel ensured all the data remained encrypted. King VPC and Sir VPN finally celebrated their success story of building this equivalent. Simple, that's all it is. Okay, which means that once the data goes here, remember, once the data goes to the VPC, you have the concept of all the things which we had covered. Remember in the part of the VPC, once the on-prem goes to the cloud, then you have the concept of peering connections. Remember the diplomatic connections, which is the VPN gateway, special doors, the watchtowers, the national ID card, which is the elastic IP, VPN gateway. Lot of things will come into picture. That's how it is established. So this is one of the awesome stories that we wanted to tell you. Now, what are the common use cases? With that, we'll end up this VPC and VPN. Common use cases is, just give me a minute. Okay, some of the common use cases that what I'm going to talk about is, okay, there you go. First use case of VPC and VPN. A large financial institution has an on-prem data center where it stores sensitive customer records and performs critical banking operations. However, they want to extend their infrastructure to the cloud and leverage scalability. How would you build the VPC and VPN together? Again, remember, this is one of the answer. Doesn't mean that it has to be right. Okay. Next button, please. Okay. See, they create a VPC in the Azure, in the cloud provider. Set up the private and public subnets. A VPN gateway is deployed. A VPN gateway is deployed in the VPC. A VPN gateway is deployed in the VPC. A site-to-site VPN connection is established between the on-prem data center and the VPC, allowing secure communication. Sensitive data on-prem. Sensitive data remains on-prem, but less sensitivity goes on the cloud. Developers and employers in the on-prem land can access the cloud resources without exposing them over the public internet. That's one of the use cases. Okay, so that's the site-to-site. Site-to-site. Come on, VPN. The next one, the global IT service company has employees working remotely across different locations. The employees need secure access to internal systems, databases, cloud-hosted applications. But the company doesn't want to expose the resources. How do you build the solution? Simple. The company sets up a VPC with internal applications and database in the private subnets. A VPN gateway is deployed in the VPC and allows secure remote connections. Employee uses client-to-site VPN, which is nothing but the SSL VPN or IPsec VPN. See, this is where the IPsec comes into picture. Again, read the scenario. A global IT service company has employees working remotely across different locations. Okay, that's where, and the employees need to access the internal company systems database, which is, and cloud hosted applications, but the company doesn't want to expose the resources over the internet. Employee uses the client to site VPN to connect securely to the VPC from anywhere in the world. Multi-factor authentication and security policies have been applied to make sure that only the trusted employees are a part of it. That's another use case. Let's go to the next one. Use case of VPC and VPN 103. The third scenario, which is the DR, disaster recovery. An e-commerce company operates critical applications in primary cloud region. To ensure business connectivity, they need a secondary disaster recovery in a different cloud location. Remember, both of them are cloud. How do you establish the solution? Both of them are on cloud. Now solution is 2 VPCs are created because it's on cloud. One is primary, other one is secondary. A VPN tunnel is established between both the VPCs for secure data synchronization. In case of a failure in the primary region, the traffic is automatically redirected to the secondary region. Very simple use case, very beautiful. Finally, use case of VPC and VPN 104, scenario number 4. A technology company is using AWS. Remember, a technology company is using AWS for web hosting and Azure for AI-based analytics. It's using AWS for hosting their website and using Azure. Both of them are cloud for AI-based analytics. They need to securely connect both the cloud environments without exposing traffic over the open internet. How do you do that? The solution is a VPC is created in AWS, whereas in Azure, VNet is created, virtual network. A VPN gateway is deployed in both the clouds. A VPN tunnel is established between AWS and Azure to ensure secure and cross-cloud connectivity. Okay, with that, I think I have done a fair enough understanding theoretically in terms of VPC and VPN. With that, let's wind up with this video and let's see what else we can learn in the upcoming section on the computer networks. Okay, and see how we can progress further. With that, I'm closing the chapter of VPCs and VPN, and see you guys in the next part of the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Take care and have awesome learning. See ya.